But we are focused on the grand final here.
It looks like we're gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got a timed warm-up here. Looks like it's counting up, so probably just they'll be readying up. But I imagine it being so late their time, they're not going to want to mess around too long.
Yeah, Cypher's been cooling off a little bit here over the last 20-30 minutes, but FaZe was playing up into just a couple of minutes ago. So looks like Cypher will be readying it up. It's just onto FaZe's side now, and we'll be jumping into this game very, very soon. And I'm really excited to see how this goes. Obviously, if you've ever watched professional Quake, Cypher's been a guy that's been, arguably the #2 player in Quake just over the last decade. Rafa #1, but probably Cypher would be #2. Hasn't had as much of a good showing in Quake Champions, but this guy is a beast, and I think he's one of my favorite players to watch when it comes to just simply his aim. When this guy has his LG out, he's going to do sick damage. FaZe, however, is someone that I'm not super familiar with, so cool to see him make it this far, beating out notable Quake players like Sparty in this tournament to get here.
Yeah, again, FaZe for me, also someone I wasn't familiar with. Some of the prior casters that were casting, they were talking about some of his history, so I know some folks out there are familiar, but new to me, like a lot of players in this tournament. So cool to see folks that maybe aren't new, but new to me, maybe new to some of my audience here, and learning some new names. FaZe maybe, he has been playing all day long, so it is entirely possible just had to run to the bathroom. Yeah. I've been there, right there with you. This fair. Water bottle is almost empty. I'll be there again soon. All right, well, we'll watch Cypher run around because FaZe right now is just whipping out his hammer and playing with it a little bit. Yeah, DC has so many channel points from watching my UTPL cast and chatting. I think that's what gets you points, so you can just, I don't know, whatever they let you do, highlight stuff. I think you can change emotes or something like that. I think Dimco was doing something like that a couple of casts ago. I don't know, the internet's a strange and confusing place to me. I just talk about video games.
So, yeah, if you're just joining us, we're about to head into the grand finals of the Diabotical Duel Cup #1. These players are already qualified into the top 16 for tomorrow, but the winner of this one is going to collect $175, $75 for second place, and of course seeding in tomorrow's cup is on the line. So 2 European players qualifying into this NA-focused tournament.
Frontier.
Alongside a couple of others. Oh, and we're going to my favorite map, Frontier. What have you enjoyed watching the most so far?
Oh, man. Well, here we go. We're going to jump into this one. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with FishStix. We've got our grand final kicking off. Cypher versus FaZe, map 1. And right off the bat, Cypher getting that mega and some armor. He's going to be ready to roll here. If he pulls out that shaft, could be quick kill for him on the board.
And indeed it is. On the other side of the map, FaZe was able to collect that red armor, but not a whole lot else. So Cypher now with pretty good map control. Let's see if he can continue to wrangle the control of this map. It's going to be a fight over the mini health or mini armor, and it is Cypher who sneaks it away, but a lot of damage is dealt there. So FaZe does have an opportunity to try and take. Oh no, he makes the wrong decision. Can't get to the red armor in time, and now Cypher will continue with a very, very dominant position. He's going to try and sneak out additional health and armor off the map, but still Cypher in a great position.
Yeah, he tried to Braveheart his way over there, swinging his hammer right at that armor. Didn't work out for him. Actually surprised. I mean, I guess I haven't seen FaZe play yet, but he's extremely aggressive so far, even when his health has been clearly at a disadvantage.
All right, red armor will be coming back at 130. And we'll see if FaZe tries to make some sort of play towards it. He's really not in a position to do so. Cypher stacked to the teeth and holding position on additional power-ups here as well. He's going to be able to make it back to the red armor in time. Oh, actually, nice plays here by FaZe to at least get a little bit of rail damage, but not enough.
Yeah, it looks like that's kind of his, he's completely switched around his tactics here. Rather than being aggressive and trying to get in on top of Cypher, he was trying to pluck him down from a distance, kind of whittle his health down. Probably a smart move. He's got Cypher down, and there he goes. Pulling right back on the board here.
That's actually huge moves, and oh, very little health though, so Cypher knows this. Phaze only with 7 HP, and it will be a kill for Cypher here.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had that pincer shot lined up. Wouldn't have got him a kill, but would have taken Cypher down to, I think, 19 damage, but Cypher jumped right over it like it was a jump rope. You got to get used to I feel like the jump height in this game is pretty significant, so sometimes you got to aim a little bit higher.
You got to aim at an egg, too. It's different.
Yep. You gotta,
Not as much vertical.
You want to make an omelet. So Cypher now running the top of this map, but not looking super stacked, but he hasn't felt uncomfortable, I think, at all this game so far. So he's just like, look, he's not even controlling the whole map, worrying about pickups. He's just going to wait for that red. He feels no pressure. And of course, perfect timing on that Mega. Rocket's coming out and just basically doubling his health in the middle of that fight, and that was all timing right there. Phaze actually did pretty good damage, but Cypher just had the timing, had positioning, knew exactly when he would add that extra health, use it to his advantage, and came out ahead.
You know, it almost feels like Phaze is doing more damage in these engagements, but Cypher has just had control of the map pretty much this entire time. This is the least stacked up that Cypher has been going into a big engagement for some time. And, you know, Phaze has to rely on just dealing more damage, and those are two great opening rockets and a rail as well. This is exactly what Phaze needed.
Ooh, that 100 damage rocket right before he died. Pretty big on Cypher's part to at least slow Phaze down. So now he's going to back up to the armor rather than trying to push for maybe a spawn kill. But still, yeah, I mean, 5-2 now, so Phaze definitely fighting his way back into this one.
And now Cypher is on the back foot with Phaze quite stacked up here. There will be a fight for this next mega health. Looks like Cypher wants to keep position, playing sneaky. Phaze knows exactly
gonna flank, and Cypher heard him coming. You're so noisy when you bonk around the map in this game. Ooh, and Phaze with that rocket right around the corner. So pretty much the opposite of what we saw last time. Phaze this time with the perfect timing, able to use that mega to boost his health in the middle of a fight. Pulling within 2 now.
Ooh, 2 big rails in a row here for Cypher. Still very close here in this fight. No, Cypher misses the next 2 after that. So Phaze is just 1 frag away from evening this up, and Mega Health is still a couple, maybe 10-15 seconds away, but Cypher fighting anyway, just going straight at it with the railgun.
Phaze is actually looking,
questionable play there.
Yeah, Phaze is actually looking a lot like Cypher to me from previous matches in this match. As soon as he knows he has the health advantage, he just all-ins, like pins him to the ground with that shaft. And that's kind of what Cypher likes to do. So we'll see how those two kind of similar styles play out. I think it's going to be a matter of who can get that opening chip damage and then decide to go in, and who can escape when they try to do that.
Cypher with great opening damage here, but it's going to be who can land the shots. Oh, and Cypher with a direct rocket.
Yeah, 11 HP.
Yeah, 11
He's got to be very, very careful here, because the chase down is going to be real. That blaster
what
can
do in this situation? He's fighting. He's going for the mega health. And
yeah.
Phaze is nowhere to be found.
Very surprised Phaze there. I don't know if he went back. Did he grab that red? It looks like he did. Interesting to see him favoring the armor over the health when he could have bullied him off of that, because obviously, you know, there's 75, there's 25, there's so much armor in this game. I feel like the Mega has kind of been the preferred power-up of choice if you get to choose.
So Phaze, unfortunately, guessing kind of incorrectly on the rotations. If he had gone plus forward on Cypher, that would have been an easy kill, most likely. So now opening it up for Cypher with a 1 frag lead. However, our stacks are pretty similar here for this next engagement.
Yeah, what I like from Phaze that I'm seeing, and this is probably just his experience as, you know, maybe playing other Quake games, is that he's utilizing the railgun as a quick window of damage from a distance. There's a lot of players that kind of go all in, really want to get on the same plane as their opponent, but then if you miss that shot, you're wide open. Phaze has been leaving himself in pretty good position even when he misses these rails, but jumping up that jump pad versus shaft can be very dangerous.
We get to see a little bit of trademark Cypher shaft here, as he's effectively bullied Phaze off of the mega health and both of the mini armors. Now, Cypher very, very stacked. FaZe does sneak away that red armor, but this fight is surely in Cypher's advantage here.
Yeah, he guessed wrong. There was a 50-50. He went left. FaZe went right. Don't know if that was a reaction by FaZe or if he just guessed properly on his end, but earns him at least a chance to get some retaliation damage. This chase down is real, though, and Cypher's still looking good here.
FaZe actually survived in that fight much longer than I thought, but FaZe, aggressive, doesn't want to give these power-ups away for free. Here comes the Mega Health, and it will be FaZe stealing that away from Cypher. Really, really good play there by FaZe.
Yeah, and Cypher circled back around, tried to hit him in the back with a pincer shot, just missed, but you can already see Cypher getting used to the, basically building those instincts for whenever he does lose a fight or whenever he does lose position, he's already got a backup plan.
Cypher stacked for this next engagement. FaZe knows it and wants to stay away, and he must run at this point. Just 66 HP. FaZe is in a dire situation. Nice rail, but it's not going to be enough. He's got to stay on the run.
Yeah, I mean, Cypher scooped up that Mega Health in the middle of that fight, so he knew exactly what he was doing and knew that he could, you know, basically put himself between his opponent and the power-up, take some damage, and then back right back up to negate it. So both major power-ups now going to Cypher. It's going to be in great position here to try to extend this lead.
And how does FaZe claw back here with just a couple of minutes left on the clock? He's got to find a way to open this up, and it might be a cheeky rail, and there it is. The cheeky rail opens things up just a tad. Still a big disparity. Oh, another cheeky rail. FaZe still, though, not in a huge advantage.
Oh, it is the melee and the rail follow-up. And Shaft versus Shaft, this is probably the only person I've seen so far today that could stand toe-to-toe with Cypher with Shaft, so Cypher backing away from that engagement. I think he may have, at the very least, he's respecting his Shaft, we'll put it that way.
Oh, that really, really brilliant stuff, though, out of FaZe to open this up, given that Cypher had such an incredible stack advantage. And now the fight will be over this next Mega Health.
Yes, Cypher getting there really early. Sometimes it's nice to push the other player around. Ooh, the desperation rail's gonna miss, but Cypher low enough that he has to back up and restack here. The 2-frag lead, I don't think he's willing to go all in just to turn it into 3.
And this is the shift in momentum here for FaZe. Does FaZe understand how big of a stack advantage he has? It looks like he's willing to fight it out.
Yeah, and
equalize though.
Cypher's been he's been really picking his spots with that rail. That pincer gun's been coming out only in specific. He's been very predictive with it. He hasn't been pulling it out as a reaction. I think that's classic, you know, kind of experience dueling right there. And now he's all the way back up to 199 over 150, and Cypher feeling very comfortable as time ticks down.
It's still a 2-frag lead here for Cypher, the Quake Pro, perennial champion. Is looking to move on to the top 16 tomorrow with the high seeding and additional cash in his pocket. Yeah, now the onus is on the upcomer FaZe.
Both players being super sneaky, but Cypher has just been totally, interesting, running into, so there was a smoke grenade thrown down onto the health, and there's that rail from that same spot. That's what FaZe kind of hit him with last time. Ooh, but Cypher chases through the teleport this time, shaft to shaft, and this time FaZe wins. Gets away with 5 HP though.
FaZe has an opportunity to strike back right now. Cypher's still looking for the 50 HP. Where's that bubble?
Yeah, so FaZe back up now to 95 over 100. Unfortunately, he couldn't really take much control of the map after that kill because he had to get stacked back up. Oh, and he misses a huge pincer shot. Rocket's coming out and Cypher chasing him down. Just relentless there.
Oh, melee's coming out again. I think we've seen more melees from FaZe than just about every other player in this tournament combined. He actually uses it to his advantage at times, which is kind of insane. But now, Cypher's in a great position to close out this map. He's stacked. He's got the weapons that he needs. And how will FaZe claw his way back?
Yeah, I'm going to take a look at FaZe's POV here and see what it looks like from his perspective. Oh, there's that distance rail. That's going to slow him down quite a bit.
Cypher, on the other hand, is fully stacked, 200, 150 at this point.
Oh, the melee up the jump pad. Big damage coming out from FaZe. Can he get away?
Wow, that was huge damage.
Pretty much
Cypher
even
just
stacks at this
evaporated.
point. Yeah, took away all of that. Oh, but that distance shots, FaZe, is he going to stand in there? Is he going to risk it the whole game on that one shot? Doesn't look like he's going to back up and try to get that yellow armor under his belt. At least be able to escape if he needs to. Cypher just getting that red armor, so a little bit more armor on his side.
Cypher had the timings down for those major power-ups and now has collected
the
both
ambush.
of them.
Oh, FaZe with the slow bubble there, trying to protect himself. He knows this is the game right here with the melee. Oh, he gets the hit but doesn't get the kill. And Cypher with the map 1 victory. Look at that damage done. He was spot on. Significantly more damage for FaZe, but Cypher just controlling those power-ups, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and it never really felt like FaZe was comfortable in that entire match. Whereas on Cypher's end, sure, there were moments where FaZe would just run straight into him and actually deal a ton of damage, but on the whole, Cypher just had control consistently throughout the course of the entire map. And maybe that's a little bit to do with just the way that the map is built and architected. So FaZe has plenty of a chance to pull this back. Of course, it's a best of 3, and let's see where we're heading next.
Outpost Junior.
Yeah, like I say, both players, I think, very similar styles that I'm seeing. Using their rail, picking their spots to be predictive with it. Not a lot of desperation rails coming out with these guys. A lot of opening with rockets and shaft, switching from one to the other. And when they go toe-to-toe with that shaft, you had a fight with a few minutes to go where they stood toe-to-toe with shaft and Cypher bailed out of it. I think he had a 2-frag lead at that point. Had about 30 health left. And I'm very curious what would have happened if he would have stood in there. Would he have won it and really, like, you know, push that lead ahead, or would that have pulled it within 1 and then anything could have happened? So that might have been one of the bigger decisions made by him.
3, 2,
Oh, here we go. Players already, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with FishStix. Map 2 between Cypher and FaZe was a close one on map 1. This is our grand final. Ooh, and early rails coming off of that health. Already some early action in this one. So actually, I really like if FaZe can turn this into a rocket and shaft battle. I think he actually may have an opportunity here early on to take a bit of a lead. There's the first lead, because he really stood. I mean, when you get into head-to-head shaft battles, FaZe can hang with Cypher.
Which is crazy, given that that's what Cypher has been known for throughout his career. One of the best when it comes to hit scan out there. But FaZe going toe-to-toe with the pro, and this is actually coming down to it. Wow, FaZe was down to just about nothing, hit 2 rails in a row to kill Cypher and take the frag.
Yeah, and great use of the map architecture right there to cover himself. Smart move there. So we're seeing a lot of really good use of this map by FaZe already. Obviously very, very familiar with it. But really some clever usage of the angles there too.
And what a complete change in momentum here. Now FaZe with the 3-0 quick in this map and looking very, very strong here. And I did have that same gut feeling that this could have been FaZe's map to win. He's really shown, I think, so far that he's got superior fragging ability when it comes down to it.
Ooh, and you see that mid-air, training that shaft on him in mid-air. That's so difficult to do, and it earns him a kill with 14 HP left. A couple more ticks from Cypher would have done him in, but that was a really, really impressive. You know, some of those like 5-6 tick shaft hits, that's not going to show up in frag videos, but that was really, really difficult what he just did there, getting bounced in the air and still tracking him.
I don't know, man. This shaft is almost frag video worthy. It's not an air rocket, but it's somewhere near there.
Yeah, right now FaZe just running things. And if he can keep this up, he may actually shorten the length of this match. That said, when a player like Cypher, who's so experienced at so many levels of so many games, like, you know that there's no panic in him, right? Like, this isn't gonna make him sweat yet. He knows how to come back. He's done it a million times. It's gonna be on FaZe to just try to make sure that he can dictate the flow of combat in this map.
Okay, it's very even on the stacks.
We're really going all in there.
Aim, but he moved off the red armor just as it spawned, so Cypher will be able to steal away that red armor from FaZe, giving him a huge advantage. FaZe is caught between a rock and a hard place, nowhere to go.
Yeah, you see a little bit of an over-reliance on hitting that pincer shot there by FaZe. He didn't fall back to that last map. He was really picking his spots, but there it was kind of a desperation shot. But that said, still in good position. Now Cypher, for his part, now completely stacked on armor with a chance to really make something happen.
And they will meet on the high ground. It's going to be Blaster versus Blaster. And somehow, FaZe is winning out these fights. Even when Cypher comes in face to face with a bigger stack, it's going to be FaZe coming out victorious.
Ooh, a couple rails in a row. That'll put him down super weak. So Cypher answering back quickly, and Cypher, one of those experience things is tracking your spawn, knowing where, like coming off your spawn and immediately knowing where your opponent is and what to do about it, whether you're trying to chase him down or avoid him. Really the mark of an experienced dueler.
I think we're seeing a little bit of clutchness coming out of FaZe, though. He's hitting the rails when they matter here. Cypher takes the kill, but still very low on HP here. I think FaZe has an opportunity to try and wrest control of the map.
Yeah, and Cypher, I don't know if he lost timing of that Mega or just showed up early there. Maybe he was off his rotation, but nothing spawning there. Now he's going to be sitting around for about 10 seconds. That's going to leave him very vulnerable. No contest there by FaZe, but that did give him a lot of time to scoop up everything else around the map.
FaZe not looking so hot right now. A little bit low on health and armor. So Cypher is in control, but still down quite a lot of frags in this duel. So the onus is on him to make a play. And certainly that's how he's been playing as well. He's been very, very aggressive, even when he's down. Oh, wow.
Oh, mid-air rocket from the bounce up. Cypher right there with the frag video shot of his own to keep himself alive in this one.
I guess Cypher appreciated getting a little bit extra air there. I'm fine with this. I'm gonna hit that mid-air rocket. It's gonna be a close quarters battle. Cypher will come out on top.
Ooh, melee waiting for him around the corner. Yeah, but that super blaster, you know, that's, I think, an underrated weapon in this game. Something that we're seeing, you know, a lot of people obviously prefer the shaft, and we've seen what Cypher and FaZe can do with it, but for area denial, spamming down defensively down hallways at power-ups can really, you know, you're just throwing basketballs of plasma at people. And you saw how quickly the damage can add up.
I think it got nerfed, actually. Last week, it was even more powerful.
Yeah, I think it did 20 damage up close last week, right?
Yeah. That was a little bit ridiculous, but it is still very, very strong.
So here we go. Cypher completely stacked up. Plenty of time to try to eat into this 2-frag lead. He's right in his face. Chasing him through, and FaZe just trying to whittle him down with these pincer shots, going after them. Surprised to see that double back right under the armor while Cypher was just waiting for him. I'm not sure if FaZe understands how stacked Cypher's been. He just gave up those 2 frags right there and the lead.
And Cypher smells blood. This is his opportunity. He's been down this entire map so far, but he's still even with the double KO.
Yeah, that's actually probably a net win there for FaZe, resetting everything, because Cypher was so stacked and the momentum was entirely in his favor. That allows him to grab that red armor and at least make some space here. Both players have just been super disrespectful for the last 30 seconds or so. Oh, and the melee kill finally comes through with Cypher going up that dangerous jump pad. Mega and kill to FaZe, who is back in the driver's seat with another follow-up.
Talk about a fast-paced game as things have just gone to 11, and FaZe now up 2. Cypher actually has an even stack here, so this next major power-up could be where we see this next engagement here.
Yeah, FaZe just for a split second looked a little bit lost there, like maybe trying to figure out where the closest health pack was. And against someone like Cypher, that could mean 2 more items in his hands, so it's... see what happens here. Ooh, damage back and forth. Oh my...
so close.
FaZe there.
These guys are neck and neck.
In mid-air, FaZe had the first rocket. Most people would try to go for the highlight reel mid-air rocket. Instead, switches to shaft, and, you know, 2 ticks of damage was the difference between victory and loss in that. So the weapon selection is so important here. And again, getting away with 16 HP this time. FaZe just running things again. And time's going to start ticking down for Cypher here.
So in chat, we're seeing the hammer is way too strong, let's be honest. And You know, I thought that was completely. I didn't think anyone would use the hammer in actual gameplay, but FaZe is single-handedly making this thing look strong in this match.
So I've seen some folks kind of pulling it out when they're around teleporter exits, just to kind of like just in case, but I've never really seen it come in effectively. We do have from our group, Reflex was using it in our tournament last night. Of course, no money on the line in that tournament, so you know, a little bit more experimentation going on.
Oh, this is big here for FaZe. Dealt enough entry damage into that fight that he's sitting pretty, able to collect this mega health and 198 and 184. Cypher, you can't take this fight. Or can you?
And going again up that jump pad behind the mega is so dangerous, and Cypher just living there so far this game. Oh, they rail each other. Aren't those hit scan?
Yeah, aren't those hit scan? Is this like a quantum railgun?
These guys, pincer rifles, quantum entangled, obviously.
Schrodinger's railgun.
So that's the second double KO that we've seen in this game, and resetting things back. And just like that was a win for FaZe earlier, I think that was a win for Cypher. And there you go, chasing him down. When Cypher has that health lead and get in his face with the shaft. Oh, look how quickly that map control flipped after that double KO. Everything in Cypher's hands now.
But still a big deficit to make up. He's down 3 frags here. Of course, with the golden frag mechanic, it's actually not as big of a deal. He's not at least on a tight time frame. He just needs to continue to control the map, collect frags, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Just
2 in a row.
melting him just with that. When Cypher catches you off the spawn with that shaft, that's as scary as anything else in the game. And I think this is where FaZe maybe has caught himself giving up, maybe giving up 2 or 3 frags at a time when he could only give up 1. He's been hyper aggressive off the spawns at times when Cypher's still been stacked up.
FaZe, though, now equalizing the stacks, so it's relatively even going into this next fight.
Ooh, Cypher was hoping for an ambush there, but does get that turn away pincer shot to just do a little bit of damage. And with time ticking down, you can hear these guys being so quiet, doing a lot of crouch running. Oh, standing in there with the teleport, using it as an escape, but that's going to leave the mega wide open to Cypher. And that's the first time in a while I think Cypher's gotten a completely uncontested mega.
Oh, huge rail. Now FaZe is in an absolutely terrible position. He's got to run and hide with his tail behind his legs.
Yeah, only a minute left on the clock, so really doesn't want to give up any more kills here before we get into that golden frag period.
And it's 12-12. We're all tied up with just a minute left here in the grand finals.
Yeah, remember,
this is for a better game to end things out here.
Yeah, remember this is just map 2 still, so if FaZe can get control back and end this one strong, we might even see a tiebreaker. Ooh, rail from above, just missing.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, Cypher is in prime position here. What a comeback. He was down, what was it, 5 frags earlier on in this duel. But now, what can FaZe do? He's down so much. He hits a direct rocket, but Cypher will collect the red armor as well.
Oh, the mid-air
and
rocket up the cliff, gonna give him advantage here. Wow, that was a brilliant rocket. As much luck as skill, I'm sure, because he just kind of had to guess where he was going to be. And the mid-air shaft to finish things off. It is golden frag time, and Cypher just comes storming back like you were saying.
And he will collect the mega health too. So not only is FaZe down a frag, or 2 frags, up against the wall with the golden frag here.
I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised to see Cypher pull out the rail there. Close range around the corner. I'm not sure if he was looking for shaft and maybe didn't have enough ammo. But the way Cypher plays, I think he just wants to get in his grill and brawl it out here. He knows he's got the advantage. Although that is, of course, ticking down due to the the mechanics of it. So he wants to start a fight as quickly as possible. And if he can make it a rocket and shaft battle, that's a good chance of coming out on top. There's 100 damage, another 100 damage rocket.
Oh,
chasing him down just at the end there. And Cypher takes this one and the tournament.
Cypher is your champion. That is it for the first portion of the Jukes Diabotical Duel Cup. This was the open portion. Of course, Cypher and FaZe will be qualified into tomorrow's matches, which will be for quite a hefty prize pool. We're going to see $2,000 on the line for the top 16, which is going to be a double elim bracket. But they'll be joined by a couple of others who made it through today through quite a large bracket. We actually saw over 200 people playing in the tournament today, but Cypher in the end, too strong. I think you're exactly right. It was the experience that really carried him through. Even when FaZe had a massive advantage, Cypher just stuck to his game, kept playing aggressive, and eventually everything shifted.
Yeah, it's so easy to tilt when you're down by that much and momentum's going against you. Sometimes you're just like, you know what, let's just concede, let's just move to map 3 and start fresh, but was able to turn it back around. I think he felt it. I think he felt early on in the game, you know, FaZe was hitting some of those pincer shots. He was getting away with a little bit of health, winning some of those fights just by a couple ticks of damage, right? He had 15 to 20 HP a couple times getting away, and I think Cypher knew if he could just do that slight extra bit before engaging, that would turn things around, and it did. And there were so many turning points in that match. It's going to be a fun one to go back and analyze and look at after the fact.
Absolutely, and plenty of great matches coming at you tomorrow as well. So if you enjoyed this, get ready for a whole lot more. And you said you're casting like an Unreal thing tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got to go here soon. So what I'll do, FishStix, I'll give you one last shout out or anything you want to talk about your site and the sponsorships, anything you want to let everyone know about the tournament and what's happening tomorrow. Then I'll close with mine and then roll my credits and go to this party.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thanks Connex5 for shoutcasting this tournament. You did great. I really enjoyed the commentary. Thanks for having me on the stream. And I would ask that people just come check out juke.gg. We're trying to make it easier to follow all of your favorite esports games by aggregating every single stream, bracket, standings, highlights, player profiles, and much, much more into one place for the very first time. So definitely check us out next time you want to watch any esports. If you watch CSGO, Dota, League, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Rocket League, fighting games, Smash Brothers, we have it all. So that's really the goal there. But I'll shut up, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. You can maybe pop up the dual stream, watch this UT tournament, and maybe watch some more Diabotical as well.
All right. Thanks for helping run things. Thanks for getting things started and jumping in here and getting this whole Passover smooth. As always, appreciate all the players showing up. Like I said, a huge tournament today. So to keep things rolling smoothly requires a lot of patience and a lot of focus on the players' part. So thanks to them, thanks to the admins for running it, thanks for the sponsors, and as always, thanks to the viewers. Of course, tomorrow morning, bright and early, I think we're looking at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be here to get kicked off a long 4-match day of the UT Pro League, week 3 of season 2. Keep that, like I say, open alongside this big Diabotical. It's going to be a really, really interesting second day for that. And as always, thanks everyone for hanging out. Of course, you can follow me. I'm here on Twitch. I'm over on YouTube for my archives if you want to go back and watch things. And I'll see you guys next time.
Peace.